Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Sweety here, and this is a review video for Little Birdie Crackle Medium. This is a one-step crackle medium and the instructions are written on the bottle. Basic steps include applying a base layer, then your crackle medium, and then finally chalk paint. Once the crackle medium is dry, it appears glossy. I like to use my brush to apply the medium. On this particular tag, I have not used any base coat and I'm directly working on the paper. I'm sort of doing horizontal strokes and I'm going to keep it aside to dry. I wash my brush immediately after use, but I have noticed that the medium is water soluble and you can wash your brush even if it has dried. Now let's see the crackle medium in action. For this, I'll apply the chalk paint. You'll notice how the cracks appear in the direction in which the chalk paint is applied. I'd suggest that you keep a good volume of chalk paint on your brush while doing this technique. Don't be stingy with it, but also it shouldn't be dripping. The cracks will appear within seconds and it will look like the paint has dried, but it really hasn't. You should ideally wait for some time before doing anything with it. Let's keep it aside to dry for now. On this second tag, I've used acrylic color as my base coat. And I'm going to do vertical strokes on this one. By this time, I had learned that it's easier to divide your area into smaller sections and do those sections one at a time. And here you can see how I tried to go over a small area I had sort of left out and it just got scraped. In the end, such small portions that you might skip don't matter. They are going to be barely recognizable. On this third tag, I'll use a sponge to do a thin layer of chalk paint. It's going to give me really tiny cracks. Remember that you can get bigger cracks by applying either a thick coat of crackle medium or a thick coat of chalk paint. So it's really up to you. Sponge is going to add a very thin coat of chalk paint and therefore very small cracks will appear. Everything is still wet. These are the three main ideas for using crackle medium: horizontal strokes, vertical strokes, and sponge. Now, I want you to see how it will work on some other surfaces. Here is a tag covered with metallic acrylic paint and has a lot of shine to it. And to my amazement, the shine was visible through the cracks, as you will later see. I tried using crackle medium with other paints instead of chalk paint. For example, I tried with texture paste, with modeling paste and acrylic paint. The result was not really encouraging. So I would suggest that you stash up your chalk paints to get the best result out of this crackle medium. Another tip that I have for you is to let it air dry. If you try to speed up the process of drying by using a heat gun, the crackle medium will bubble up and cracks won't appear. You can try hair dryer because that will blow air only. I haven't tried it as such, but it sounds like it will work. I used the crackle medium on corrugated tag and then also on this tag on which modeling paste has previously dried. I just wanted to see if it will still work, and it did. So basically it works on every surface. You can use it for decoupage also if you wanted to. Here's a chipboard piece. I used the crackle medium on modeling paste through a stencil. and it works. It just takes a little longer to dry though, so you will have to be patient with it. Also, try using the sponge technique while using Crackle Medium through a stencil, because then the cracks will be small and more visible in such small spaces. The cracks that appeared on the word party here were very big, large enough for you to be not able to see it properly. I will post a close-up of this word on my blog if you are interested in seeing how it turned out. Here you can see all the 3 tags that I made using different techniques, and all 3 of them dried in a different way. You can seal the tag with a varnish if you are done with it. This way the cracks will be preserved and they would stay for a longer time. However, you cannot use the techniques that I will now show you if you seal the cracks with varnish. So the first technique involves using distress oxide over the project. Distress oxide is easy to work with on this cracked surface. I won't suggest using a radically different color like pink on blue, but maybe I'll try it some other time and I'll show you how it works. The second technique involves using acrylic paint on the cracked surface. Make sure that your brush is dry and then pick up some acrylic paint and go over the project, and it works beautifully. So my tag now has a metallic luster to it just because I could apply that metallic acrylic paint. It still has some risk of damaging the project, so if you aren't sure of it, don't go for it. For the third technique, I'll spray the tag with this color, this spray color by a little birdie. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that the tag retained the cracks once it was dry. The cracks have still not appeared properly on this word party, but the cracks will appear later on. And while I was filming this video, it was very cold and I just wanted to seek the comfort of a blanket, so I was in a hurry. I hope you enjoyed this video and got inspired, learned some new ideas, and if you did, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.